Are we on? Are we on? Yeah, good. Alright, beautiful saints, let me give you something here. Close these advertisements down. Let's push myself out the way a little bit here. 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 1 through 4. And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit to the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. And Saul took him that day and would let him go no more home to his father's house. And Jonathan and David made a covenant because he loved him as his own soul. And and Jonathan stripped himself of his robe that was upon him and gave it to David, and his garments. Even to his sword, he gave him a sword as well, and to his bow, and to his girdle. And David went out whithersoever Saul sent him, and behaved himself wisely. And Saul set him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all people, and also in the sight of Saul's servants, behaved or prospered. Okay, so I'm reading through the online, and there are many people online that keep assessing that Jonathan and David cut their flesh and did a blood covenant, a satanic blood covenant, where they cut their flesh into a blood brother, made a blood oath. And not far from the truth, but a misconception of this is probably where some people think that the idea of a blood oath came from, or where the Bible legalizes it, when in actuality it is a misconstruing of and a misinterpretation of what is being written here. So this is where they're getting the idea that Jonathan and David cut themselves and mingled their blood with each other when it says covenant. So right here when it says covenant, so if you look up the word covenant, it'll say right here from 1262, in the sense of cutting, like 1264, a compact. Because made by passing between pieces of flesh, confederate. I don't know why they broke it up like that, but covenant. league with each other. Now here they throw some extra words down here from the Greek Strong's: covenant, alliance, pledge between men, treaty, alliance, league, man to man, constitution, ordinance, monarch or subjects, agreement, pledge, man to man, alliance of a friendship, alliance of a marriage between God and man, also between God and man, alliance of friendship, covenant, divine ordinance with signs or pledges, phrases, covenant making, covenant keeping, covenant violation. Okay, so this is where they're getting the idea in the sense of cutting. So when you close this up and go to this one here, Bryeth Strong's, that's not the the one we're looking for. This is the one. Brieth. Burith. I'm sorry. Burith. A covenant. Plain and simple. A covenant. That's it. So, the Hebrew word, excuse me, the Hebrew word for this, by the time we get to medieval times and English times, but they're going to add on certain rituals to what this Hebrew word, what this Hebrew word really means. It just simply means make a covenant, make a pact, an agreement. Jonathan gave David his armor. He gave him his sword. He gave him his girdle. He gave him his robe. And this was a part of the covenant as well. But even before they made covenant, they were a one soul. The scripture makes it very clear that they were a one soul. They were like brothers. Of one soul. So if they're already of one soul, this literally means that there was no need for them to do a blood ritual. You see? There, see, allies. So let's go all the way down to Strong's Exhaustive Concordance here. From bara, in the sense of cutting, like a bara, a compact, because made by passing between pieces of flesh, confederacy, confederate, covenant, league, bara. So what they did was, instead of taking the obvious meanings like confederacy, confederate, covenant, league, that Jonathan and David went to league with each other. They went to a confederate or covenant with each other, league with each other, plain simple, out the door, a covenant. That's it. They didn't do any rituals. They took and went in between this thing and pulled out something that sounds like it could be a ritual, like in the sense of cutting, like bara. So when you click on bara, bara becomes to create. Probably lone, okay. Choose, create, creator, cut down, dispatch, do, make. Okay, so when you look at bara, it literally to eat. Literally means to eat, primary word root. See that? So there you have it.